Hello, my name is Dolores Mackenzie and I want to welcome you to Hairspray Training Academy. Our academy has been going over 12 years and we've trained hundreds and hundreds of hairdressers and non-hairdressers in Ireland. But today we're going to go in and show you exactly how the academy works.
Another part of the training, obviously the very important part, is what hair you're going to be using in your academy when you train with us or your salon. And today we're going to be telling you a little bit about what we're using. Is Russian hair, and it comes in two types of hair. It comes in a Russian I-tip and it comes in a Russian U-tip. And they are 20 inches in length and they're 0.8 grams. A lot of hairs are 0.6 grams, 0.7 grams, but the 0.8 grams, obviously a little bit heavier. It's a perfect length. So with a lot of brands you might be able to use 6 packs. With this one you might be able to do 5 because it will make up, because it's a lovely thickness in the hair when it's been applied, and it lasts between 3 to 4 months. You can call our wholesalers if you want to buy it on 01429 5688, or you can come into one of our stores like in Henry Street and you can, or Wicklow Street or Dundrum, and buy it over the counter. So Dolores will be showing the clients how exactly to use the hair and how accessible it is, and each client obviously is going to need a different amount of hair for her client. Some will need up to 8 to 10 packs depending on the thickness of the client's or the thinness of her own hair.
So Amy, welcome to Hairspray.
Hello.
I'm Dolores. Where did you come from?
Mayo, Clamart.
Mayo, how long did it take you to get here?
About 2.5 hours. Now.
2.5 hours all the way to the training academy. How great. Let's hope it's worth it and you leave here an extensionist, and a very good one at that. And tell me something, are you a hairdresser?
Junior stylist.
Oh, you're a junior stylist. So you decided to add this into your career, is that right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to show you now. So this is how the academy works, okay? First thing this morning, what we do is we start doing 1 to 2 lines on a dummy head, okay? And we just use a synthetic hair with that for you, just to get the mechanics of your hands. So it was very important just to get A to B. You're doing the pre-bonded extension.
Yeah,
and the pre-bonded extension is an extension with a bond already made on top and the hair coming from the end. So that is actually already made up for you. It is the most popular of all systems at this moment in time. Now, with your model, what we offer today is, this is our Hairspray Gold. So you get 4 packs of this free for your model. The first thing you've got to do is make sure your line is completely straight, but that's sometimes difficult to get on a dummy head. Now we just take the dummy head out, hair like that, and with our clip, which you get with your training pack, that is almost the size of the bond we are looking for. We take a small section of the hair, keep the tension, and we either put the hair into a V or a square. We then take the smaller clip, because that's what holds the hair, and put it under. Then I take the pre-bonded hair, and if I'm right-handed, I put it under the hair 3/4 of an inch down the hairline and hold it tight there. Move the clip down, get my gun, and put it on the bond directly and move it just a slight bit around so that it gives an even distribution to the adhesive. And then what we do is we take our finger and we roll. And the most important thing about this is the roll. There's our extension. It's the top of the bond that is the most important part of the extension, because that is where all the shampoo, conditioning cream, hairspray gets into. So when the top of the bond is closed, the client's hair can last a bit longer. Great. Take your time. That's the tricky bit, you see, is trying to get the bond at exactly the right place. Put your gun on, hold it down tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take it off, hold the tension and roll as fast as you can. because you don't want the adhesive to go too dry. Well, Deirdre, I can see now you're almost finished your first line and you're doing very, very well. There you go. So let me just see you put that one in. Now, take it out your small section, put your bond on to 3/4 of an inch down the hairline. Put your gun on. Good. And roll. So what I'd like you to do is to hold the gun a little bit longer, like this. Say if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Basically fast. Okay. It's just a thing I have in my head. What I want you to do is, this is the perfect length for putting in extensions, a lovely length. The first thing you're going to ask your client, can you just tell me exactly what you're looking for in extensions? You want to have long hair? Okay. Right, and what length on your body would you like to have? Yeah, so usually that's the most popular length, is just to about there, okay? And you don't need more volume, you just need length. Yeah. But that is not what makes the difference on the quantity of hair. Because what we have to do is we have to create this thickness of hair here, down here. Mm-hmm. Because if there's not enough hair, it'll take away from her own beautiful hair. So first of all, you're going to need, the most important thing is, when your client comes in, say you're saying to your client, you need 8 packs. For every pack that your client uses, you put it on front of her, because the client needs to know and see how many packs she is using. You can't just say 8 packs and then just put them in, or 9 packs, because she needs to know, the client needs to know what she's paying for. So what we do is we start off with the 5 packs, then we put them in the client's hair, and then we work from that, and then we go, there's 5 packs. But visually, I know in your consultation, you're going to need between 8 and 9 packs of hair to make your hair look as healthy and as beautiful as what you've got already now. Deirdre, so this is the Russian hair that we're putting into our client's hair today. You can see how, feel that. Your client's hair is really silky and very, very, very healthy. And you can see the quality. It's almost equal to her own hair, which is really important. So when you're putting your hair in the board, don't put one big chunk into the board. Just take it out. So this is, say, 1B. So keep each colour to its own section. If you're working with 3 sections, you have like 1B, 6 or 8. But if you're just having one colour, evenly distributed, so it's not going to go all over the place, because, as I said, the client is paying for her hair and she likes to see it. The hardest line to do is the first line, because it's just getting the nape of the neck, making sure all your bonds. So it takes about 2 lines for you to start perfecting your extensions. Because you must remember, in the morning there's an awful lot to learn. You have to learn the sectioning, how about the bonding, the colour matching, and after the first 2 lines, the body language and everything eases down once the 2 lines are done, and you just get into it. Yeah. Now they're very, very nice. The secret of these extensions is they're sitting flat. So extensions have to go with the flow of the client's own hair. One of the most important questions the client is going to ask you is, how long are my extensions going to last? That depends on the client's hair. Take my hair, for instance. My extensions could last, like, say, 4 months, even though they're going to grow down. It's because I have dyed hair and it grips the extension. And I may only have to wash my hair twice a week, or even once a week, and wash my fringe. But if you have a client that has sleeky or oily hair, the extension doesn't grip the hair as much. When you're doing a line of extensions, the most important thing again is that your line is like a motorway. I call it a motorway, that there's no hidden hairs anywhere. Because when a client comes back, she might come back and go, oh, my hair is itchy. Once the itch starts, it sort of then suddenly goes all over the place, but it could be just one extension that's intermingling with the hair that's pulling, yes. So always ask the client, could you tell me exactly where that itch is? And I can guarantee you that hair, that extension, you know, I always call it, has gone into another part of the family, you know.
Yeah.
So your line has to be completely straight.
Losing a bit of retention. See, when you're doing a section, always have the client in the position you're doing, okay? So you move the client if you have to, because if you're doing an extension and you're stretching like this, that's when you're losing grip, okay? So when the client comes in, you need to find out all this information before you go ahead. That way you can explain how long they're gonna last. You know what I mean? Will she need a maintenance? How frequently she should wash her hair? So if her hair is oily, that's something you have to watch out for, because natural oil in your hair can be just as bad for extensions as, say, like a conditioner, something with high protein in it. So if their hair is oily, you have to tell them maybe wash it 2-3 times a week, because if they leave their hair, say, only wash it once a week, that oil might act kind of, it'll seep under the bond, make them slide, so you don't want that. So if the hair gets oily, tell them wash it straight away. Always dry out the bond as well, very important. Never let the hair dry naturally. That's what happens. That's what, ever hear of an extension matting in your hair? So you don't want that. So if you just dry out your bonds straight after washing them, that shouldn't occur. So make sure you tell that to your clients. Recommend soft bristle brushes as well, because the soft bristles on them will allow it to go over the bonds, okay? So yeah, obviously with normal brushes you want to avoid that, but with the soft bristles you can gently go over it, which decreases the chances of it matting as well. What you need for a bond to remove the extension is acetone with a metal bottle, tail comb and your clamp. So what you do is get your acetone, take one extension at a time, spray it directly onto the bond, not on the hair, and then with the tip of your clamp, not the bottom, because the bottom will actually cut the hair off, so you want to make sure you use the very tip. Acetone evaporates quite quickly, so use one extension at a time, spray it directly on the bond, not on the scalp or on the hair, directly on the bond. And with your clamp, never use the bottom because it will cut the hair off. You always use the tip, okay? And very gently, not too hard, you're just starting from the end and working your way down. And then you're twisting again, starting from the bottom, working your way up. And normally what happens is they just kind of slide. Give it another little spray if you need to. Now on this, the extensions are quite new, but on a head where extensions have been in for 4 months, they'll be a lot softer and a lot easier to come out. So you hold the top of the scalp and you just pull, and as you can see there, it just slides out, okay?